We are going to do this by levying members a contribution, which we have already discussed. In our humble opinion, if we are able to get at least 20% of your about 150,000 strong membership of the Teachers Fund, then we are looking at a target patronage of 30,000 members for GHOS. The number we wish will grow beyond 30,000, but in order for us to be able to plan, we've worked out that if we are getting about 30,000 contributors to the scheme, 50% of whom are above the age of 35 and 50% of whom are below the age of 35, then we can expect to receive an average monthly contribution per member of about 75 cedis. This is just an average of the 150 that 2 members will contribute. So if we are expecting an average of 75 cedis per month for a member, then we envisage an average of 900 Ghana cedis per year for the member. Based on this average 900 cedi per year per member and average 75 cedis per month per member, we estimate that our total monthly contributions will average about 2.25 million Ghana cedis, and our average annual contributions will be about 27 million Ghana cedis. Over the first 18 months that we expect members to contribute before they can apply for loans, we expect to be able to collect about 40.5 million Ghana cedis. These are the assumptions that underlie these estimates. We are assuming a GHOS membership of 30,000 by the time we hit our 18 months. We are assuming that these funds we are showing you have not been invested. We are also assuming that there have not been any optional contributions, and we are also assuming that we have not made any deductions towards the operational expenses of the scheme. As you all know, there will be optional contributions. As you all know, and as you all will want to see, we should aim to get more than 30,000 members. If we are successful in doing that, here is a rough graph of the amount that we will be able to accumulate within the 18 months. And these are shown at monthly and quarterly and annual stages. Going from here, we are also showing you how much we would have accumulated over a 5-year period. And this 5-year period assumes that salaries have not increased, assumes that new members have not come in. And so this gives you an idea of the sort of funds that we can generate to be able to build these houses. Let me also tell you something. If you are able to get more members to join the scheme and more of them to contribute optionally in addition to the minimum contribution, then we can envisage a situation where we will not even need to borrow money from outside to be able to achieve the objective of building houses for you. If we are able to do this, then we will be able to give you the loans at very low interest rates. So the challenge for all of us is to make sure that we can get as many members on board as possible. And this is the time to get all the information that you need to enable you make the right decision to join the scheme and to enable you make the right decision to make optional contributions and not just pay the minimum. Now, what are we going to use these funds for? We are going to use the funds, first of all, to build the houses for you on your land. In addition to that, we are going to use some of these funds to purchase and service land banks all around the country in every region for construction of houses for sale to teachers. Also, we will use some of these funds that we collect and invest to pay the necessary fees and permits required for land acquisition and land construction. We will also, where absolutely necessary, leverage these funds that we have collected to source for loans from outside. This is only where necessary, because we want to keep the cost of lending to you as low as possible. And then finally, we will use some of these funds to pay for the operating costs of the project. So we will use it to pay the salaries and conditions of service for our staff, and for organizing the various meetings and for running the project. Now, when it comes to loans, as I said earlier, you will be expected, before you can apply for a loan, to have contributed for a minimum of 18 months. This does not mean that if you have contributed for more than 18 months, or if at 18 months you are not ready to apply for a loan, you cannot continue to contribute. You can continue to contribute even if it's for 2 years, 3 years, 5 years before you apply for a loan. But before you apply, you must meet the requirement of a minimum contribution period of 18 months.